The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.
I was telling Buzz just a second ago, I had the most embarrassing thing happen to me just down there in the car park. Lutzi, I've driven down, and you got to drive down this little alleyway to get into the car park here, and then I have to hop out of the car and walk over to the,
swipey thing.
To the swipey thing. Lutzi has got a remote and has
say,
had
I
one for a
thought-
long time, but
Yeah.
I've never been able to score one. Anyway, I jump out. I do
Had
that.
to do something pretty sinister to Luke McKay for that to happen. But
Yeah, I wasn't prepared. It turns out I do have boundaries that I won't cross. But anyway, as I'm walking out to the swipey thing, car comes down the driveway, and that's not unusual. That'll be one of you guys or Sue's, and I went, it's Lutzi. And so I gave it a bit of this one as you were driving down.
behind you.
I'm walking towards your car. All I can see is your headlights coming down the. It's coming behind me.
The alleyway.
And I just went.
So he's like doing a dance.
You're dancing.
Doing a bit of a dance towards Lutzi, and then I realised, that ain't Lutzi.
Who was it?
Well, he has a new car every week because he's like car.
Give your sponsor a
what is
shout
it?
out.
Cars for us.
Cars for us. Yeah, so I've gone. It's in the same car I saw yesterday. But then I went, no, that's not that car. That's not that car. He's not in. This one was an Audi, and I went, no, he's not. He's not in that.
Who was that?
Then I'm thinking, well, it's got to be someone from work. Hopefully, it's someone from work, so at least I can just sort of say, I was saying hello to Alicia. Oh, it's a little lady in a little Audi hatchback that's just parked down there now, and I had to walk past her car to get to the lift.
We share a building with a lash store, so it's probably someone from the
probably
eyelash
Lash.
What
store.
are they doing?
Could be
Starting
Screen-
work so early.
Screen Queensland,
Hey,
maybe.
lashes wait for no one.
Yeah, she stayed in a car and just looked in her glove box as I walked past. Like,
Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.
Lutzi, you're going to the grand final, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going down. So I booked me and my friend Al, and the 4X were able to get us some tickets, but we booked flights literally the second.
So were you watching the game?
Yeah.
Yes.
We were watching the game to get that up the coast at a function, and we thought, right, what's now? No, not yet. Wait. I'm like, no, not yet. Wait.
So
don't go the early crow. You could stuff us.
So you had the tickets right there, and you just had to.
Yeah, we're on on the websites, and then as soon as we realised, countdown 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, we got okay, go, and have a look. And I ended up getting, it was still pretty expensive, like in the scheme of things. I mean, I think I picked up
Hang on, did you wait till full time to press go?
like, 5 seconds to go or something. Like, yeah. I figured
Last minute.
we were up by whatever
First
we were up by.
yeah.
We knew we were going to win. But yeah, certainly. Probably, actually, by the time you stuff around on the site, it was probably 10 minutes after the grand final, after the final siren.
Probably them, yeah.
So I think I got at that point I got tickets. A ticket down maybe for. It ended up being $1,000, just over $1,000 all up. So one way was 600, the other way was 400, which I thought not that bad. Still pretty expensive for Melbourne. Like you can probably know what you can get for LA return at the moment, but. There are some flights floating around if you get organised for about 1,200. So
I think Nick, who's down in Melbourne,
yeah,
like Noel Nick, he went down yesterday afternoon, but he booked a few weeks ago, and he paid. What did he say about 500? He paid 500 return, so $250 each way.
Yeah,
like a couple of weeks.
So
ago.
that's pretty. I mean, that's a standard Melbourne trip.
Yeah.
But that was before Brisbane were, at that stage still probably outsiders to make the GF.
You can get to LA for $1,500.
There you go. So that's what that puts into perspective. Now they're saying, or particularly over the last couple of days, you're looking at a return trip being $3,000 or more just to get to your flights to get to Melbourne. Which is pretty, I think it's pretty crap. Like in the whole scheme of things at the moment, and I think I'm not even isolating a certain carrier. Like I think they're all kind of doing it. In the current context of a cost of living crisis, yada yada, maybe a chance for airlines to go, you know what, we're going to hold our prices here and let fans, as many fans as possible get down there.
Why does the price of a plane ticket increase whether or not a football team wins or not?
Well, I guess it's supply and demand. Like it's just purely they look at it at supply. If they get so many hits on their website, all of a sudden they go, demand for Melbourne's just gone up, and it just
And does it automatically then
must
just
go up?
jacks it up?
Well, I'm presuming. I don't know. But I'm sure there's ways they could hold prices.
Because you like by that rationale, on the same day that a ticket that now is worth, say, whatever it is from Brisbane to Melbourne, $3,000, did you say?
Yeah, they're saying about $3,000 return now or more.
There'd be people flying on the same airline, you'd assume, from Perth to Melbourne,
Yeah.
who probably paid less money for their ticket. Way less money for their ticket.
Definitely, at the moment, because there's no demand in the context of the AFL Grand Final. There's no demand from Perth. So yeah, so it's just price gouging. It has to be.
Yeah.
Like, what other explanation can you have?
$1,000 return from Perth to Melbourne on the same dates.
There you go. So you can do a 5.5 hour flight, or whatever it is, from Perth for the same price we're paying to get to Melbourne for essentially a 2.5 hour flight.
And I'm pretty sure it happens all the time, but the Cowboy fans went into a similar experience last week in trying to get back down to whoever they played last week. In fact,
Sharks.
Yeah, when they went down for the Sharks game, that all of a sudden the prices just went through the roof as soon as the Cowboys had won.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's even worse for them. They've got an extra hoop to jump through from Townsville.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't know any more about this, let us know. 13-24-10. But I mean, there's no other explanation for it. They're just ripping in. They see the demand. They're putting extra planes on, by the way, to get more fans down there. But they're not doing it by lowering prices. They're just lifting prices and making more money. I mean, there's no.
Can we go to Amber? Is Amber? Yeah. Okay.
Amber from Ipswich.
Hello.
You got any info on this?
So I'm a travel agent, and it's called dynamic pricing. So airlines have it, cruise lines have it. At the moment, there is a peak in interest, and all that traffic floods their website. The prices go up.
So literally, it's just numbers hitting website, looking at looking at certain routes or whatever. They can look at that and go, okay, huge demand for Melbourne, and they just put prices up.
Yep.
Dynamic pricing.
So when Disney Cruise Line came to Australia, it was the exact same thing. People kind of gauged pricing, and then the moment when everybody was allowed on the website, that pricing just skyrocketed because of the pure amount of traffic heading onto their website.
Yeah.
They do that for ticket prices at the Melbourne F1 Grand Prix. So,
hotels?
Yeah, but even the ticket price for the F1 down in Melbourne is like a minimum you'd spend. So say it's like $300 for a ticket. It says on there minimum, and it has dynamic pricing as well. So if there's heaps of traffic on that website, that minimum price rises.
Yeah.
So you see $300 on the website, you might end up paying $500 for the exact same ticket based on the whole dynamic pricing.
Yeah.
But they are saying that, not that we're condoning this, of course, but if you took a sickie on Monday, the prices dropped back on Monday up from anywhere from $400 to $600, and Jetstar drops from $400 to $750. So, again, immediately after Sunday, the prices drop again. Yeah. So, if somehow you have got a ticket, and I'm presuming you've checked this, but to go earlier to go today would be cheaper, and obviously come home Monday. But otherwise, you get smashed from that Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the moment. It's nuts.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.
All right, it's the most special week of the year. AFL Grand Final is on this weekend, as we all know, just a couple of days away. And our boys are in it again. And Loggy Neil, we've got him on the phone from Melbourne, I'm assuming. How are you, mate?
Yeah, going well, thanks. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're pretty good. So what's your congratulations, by the way, for moving into another GF. Huge achievement, but all eyes focused on this weekend. What has your week looked like thus far, like right up to now? What have you guys done?
It's been pretty hectic. We had a sort of open media session on Monday out at Brighton Homes Arena, some meetings and stuff, and then on Tuesday, we had an open session where I think we had close to 3,000 or over 3,000 fans or something come out.
That looked massive.
It looked unreal on the TV,
Yeah, that was awesome. So many people there, and sort of a full day out there like a normal Tuesday, and then travelled to Melbourne on the Wednesday, and full day of training in Melbourne on on Thursday
Today, yeah.
into the parade and whatnot, and on Friday, and away we go Saturday. So it'll go really quick. It's been fast already, but yeah, it's a super week to be a part of, and so many well wishes from people in Brizzy and in Melbourne, and yeah, it's fantastic.
Pretty hectic. And did Katy Perry really knock you off the MCG today? Come on, priorities.
Yeah, I think we're training at Punt Road, like at Richmond's facility. So, yeah, Katie's must have taken priority. So that's fair enough, though. It's
kind of not.
I don't think it is fair enough.
I think you guys are actually the stars of the show. It'd be like racing the horses down a road at Melbourne Cup Day because of whoever's singing the national
Meatloaf
anthem.
needs to pump out horses.
Because Lutzie's in the birdcage.
Yeah.
I need to get a sense for the ground, what's going on.
So do you get any time on the MCG prior to
Friday,
kick
tomorrow,
off?
maybe.
Yeah, do you get a little bit of time there tomorrow? What do you do?
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll do our captain's run there, which is good. We get a feel of the ground. I think having played there on the weekend as well against the Cats was a great opportunity as well leading into this week. So yeah, we'll train there tomorrow for captain's run. I think that's open as well. And last year we had so many fans come to that, and I think they're expecting the same. So
yeah,
that'll be an amazing atmosphere once again.
It's got to be so special, like as a team and even as an individual, I'm assuming. Like when you turn up to the training session the other day and then you speak about that one that you had last year and it's not even game day, you see how much it means to us all. Like you see, you guys are putting in the work, but how much the whole town, and not just here in Brisbane, you've got your great support base down there in Melbourne as well. But when you see what footy means to people and how special it is to be in the situation at the moment, I can't imagine what that feels like. Talk a bit about that.
Yeah, it's so special, and I think we wouldn't be able to do our job if it wasn't for fans that we have supporting us, and we're so thankful for all the support around Brisbane, and even people that obviously the ones that have been lifelong Lions supporters, but people that have jumped on in the last few years and the last 10 years, whatever it may be, we've felt so loved over the last long period of time now, ever since I've been here. The Gabba's just slowly been filling up more and more every week, and I feel like most of our home games now are sellouts, which is incredible. The footy's come so far here in Queensland, and so proud of the footy club for what they've been able to do, but we wouldn't be able to do it without our fans and our fans in Melbourne as well. So just so happy that we're able to repay that with another grand final appearance, and hopefully this year we can go one better and hold up the cup at the end of it.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.
We're still joined by Lockie Neal.
Just personnel changes for this week. McInerney out. Has it been confirmed that Darcy Fort, who would be playing his first game since, I think, round 7, and is only his third for 2024, that's going to be the replacement? And is there any other shuffling of positions because of the McInerney situation?
No, I think that'll be the only one. Would be Oscar out and Darcy in, which is such a shame for Big O.
Yeah.
He's been an integral part of the team, and
so well.
He's such a lovely guy. So feel so much for him, but got so much faith in 40 as well that he's come in big finals before. I remember he played Melbourne at the MCG when Big O was out and stood up and played fantastically. So full faith in him that we'll be able to get the job done with him in that lead role.
That's great. That's great for him that he's been on the big stage before and been able to execute his job, and it's great for you guys to have that confidence in him as well. What about the fact that, like I know it's a cliche, but they say you got to lose one to win one. But strangely enough, both teams are in the same position. Although it does beg the question: what are you doing different this week that maybe you didn't do last year, or have you made any subtle changes around that based on your experience from last year?
Yeah, well, first of all, we came to Melbourne a day earlier than what we did last year. Last year we got held up because of weather as well, so we didn't actually get in until pretty late on the Thursday, and it felt like a pretty big rush with the Friday so busy. So to have that extra 24 hours, I'll probably have more by the time we've got in. So we get a bit of extra time in Melbourne just to settle in, and I think you get a feel for the city, and it's just a bit of a different vibe where the venue is and whatnot. So we get to sort of settle into that a bit earlier. And I think just having been through it last year, you know what's coming as well in terms of the pre-match is a little bit different.
Yeah.
The game is obviously intense and it's sort of footy war. So we'll be better prepared for all of those things. And obviously they will be as well. But I think it holds us in good stead having been through it this last year as well.
And what about the collective mindset? I'm always interested in this in the team, in the sheds, and just as the game starts. Like I remember back in the day, Brownie, they wouldn't let Brownie listen to Akadaka on his headsets before a game because he'd come in and he'd be too aggressive. When you get when they took they wouldn't let him listen to it at all. But like aggression is so important, but controlled aggression is key as well. How do you contain your emotions when it means so much? Like you guys would do anything to win this game on the weekend. So how do you control all of that huge crowd, massive atmosphere? How do you take control of it?
Yeah, well, I think first of all, we speak about it through the week and just acknowledge what's in front of us and what's coming, and make sure that the guys are prepared, and you sort of just have those conversations through the week as well, so that you're not just rocking up on game day and wondering how to control those things. So having those conversations, and then each individual sort of knows what works best for them. And last week was a great dress rehearsal. We had 93,000 at the G, and they can't fit too many more in, so it'll be pretty similar. It'll be probably just over 100,000 there this week. So it's only sort of 8,000 more than what we had.
Wow.
Just experience. So having that and last year's experience as well, I think the guys will be able to make sure that they're in that exact frame of mind that they need to be to run out and perform. And we feel really connected at the moment. The energy's great. The vibe's high. So we feel like we're in a good spot.
So good, mate. By the way, there was such an awesome video I saw of your mum and you meeting after the win last week, and you can tell she rides every emotion with you. So just win it for mum, will you? Because
Well, not just for
do
mum.
it for mum.
Yeah, I'm heading to the game as well. So.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
We'll
that's good.
see you there. Lucky.
Hopefully see the sheds.
I'll try and find you in front in the mix of 100,000. I'm sure it'll be pretty easy.
Mate,
Good on you, Lockie.
go and get the job done, Lucky.
Let's
We're
go,
all
Lockie!
behind you, mate.
Good luck, brother.
Appreciate it.
The Ashlatzy and Susie Snackbox.
When I went to, I was in New York last week with my boys on that trip. My earphones broke down. Like they'd been starting to like not work when I went to the gym. I'd be like, gee, low battery. And I'm like, I'm sure that I had these things charged up. So then it started to, I'd have them definitely charged up. I got onto the plane and I had that noise cancelling stuff. It lasted about half an hour and it would go low battery and then it's done. So when I arrived in town
End of life.
in New York, it's like all I was getting was like 15 minutes per charge before the battery, and they were expensive. They weren't Apple.
How old were they?
About a year.
Should last longer.
And
than
I
that.
reckon
you do use them a lot.
I reckon they cost me like $300.
Oh, okay.
So they
Top end.
were expensive. They were expensive.
I remember when you bought them.
Earphones. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
and-
JB, you got it from JB, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. I remember
And
you
and so I'm like, God, is that all you get out of them? About a year's worth. But I'm walking around New York, and anyway, the whole week we're staying at the hotel there. Right in front of the hotel, every time you come out, there'd be a couple of guys that would be trying to sell you stuff. And one of the things that they were trying to sell was brand new Apple AirPods. Like
Amongst
they
other
make-
things, I bet.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wasn't all I was selling, mate.
Offered you everything, right?
Yeah, right.
I bet they did.
But he's standing there with a box of Apple AirPod 5 actually, Generation 5.
Is that the newest? I wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know either. But all I know is
It's up to 47. They've got the 5.
I know my headphones aren't working, and I'm walking past them, and straight away I'm just thinking, well, they're cheap fakes. They're not going to work. So for the first couple of days, I'm just like, didn't even ask him the price. I just kind of like, no, mate, not interested. Kept walking, and then I thought, well, I do need. These things aren't working now. I had to go for a big walk. I want to listen to, I don't know, a podcast or something. and my earphones kept breaking down. I finally relented and went, hey, what do you got there, mate? What? Let me have a look. I looked at the box. The box looks legit. Like it looks legit. Feels legit. How much do you want for them? He goes, 120. I gave him back to him and I kept on walking. And then I'd have to walk past him in and out every time.
120 US as well.
120 US, and I'm thinking,
180.
I should look when I get up into the room, like what are they worth? And I said to the boys, what are they worth? And the boys said, I know they'd be worth like 250.
Yeah,
like if you
220
bought them
over here.
Is that what they are?
Yeah, if they're the Apple AirPods 4, which are the latest ones and not the Pros, 220 at JB.
He said they had the 5.
Yeah, because
They don't
Doesn't even
exist.
exist yet.
doesn't it?
AirPod 4s is the
I don't know what they
whatever,
are,
yeah.
but they're the latest ones.
Yeah.
Because I remember saying, because Levi was with me, and Levi said they're the next generation on from what he's got, and his were working fine.
Did it have a lamp, like a plastic over the, like it was sealed and everything?
Plastic sealed, looked
right.
all legit, but. Again, I didn't want to show that much interest because
because you're a great.
once he actually put it in my hand, he wouldn't accept it back like the first time, and I'm like, they take it. So I went through all that, and he was at 120, and then on the final day, I had $40 cash on me, and I'm walking past, and I just went. He offered to me again. I went, no, I'm not buying it for 120. I'm not. I've got $40. Here's $40. If you take them or leave them, because I thought at that price, I don't care if they don't work or not.
Yeah,
it's $40. It's worth the risk. It looks legit. I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
and he accepted it. The $40. Now, what do you reckon, Buzz? Do you reckon
empty box
that
There's
they
nothing in there, I reckon.
Mate, they're legit. Like
What?
I took them straight inside to the hotel. Took it out the box. It's the exact same thing. I got them for $40. And they haven't broken down. Like as soon as I flipped open the case took it out of the box, I'm like, this actually looks legit. Now I don't know how he got them. He could be high up in Apple, and he's just bringing me in.
Yeah,
I don't know how he got
Gary,
them.
I know you're the vice chairman of Apple in North America, but why don't you head down to Times Square and
corner
push
of 49th and Broadway.
push some of our product?
But as soon as I flicked open the case, it registered up on my phone. Do you want to connect these things?
And good quality in the ears?
Well, they're less than a week old, but so far I haven't had any problems. Although someone here is saying, look, you can buy legit-looking ones on Temu for $15.
Yeah, but you'd know by the quality of them. You put them in your ears and you wouldn't sound...
Do you have them with you now, or you've got them?
I got them in the car. Well,
Mind having a look?
You think they're fake?
Well...
Has anybody here got proper ones?
Not on me, but I do. I got two. I got the Pros and the other ones, the ones that you probably bought.
Look, I'm sure there's a chance they're just stolen.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie O'Neill podcast is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.